Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. I'm ready for this. My goal is to finish the rest of this event, and I will do it. I believe in myself. Yeah, I got this. So going into GA-5, obsequies, whatever that is. Okay, there's 2 entrances, 2 exits, and that's fine. No fear. I was using my own thorns, so let's see. Maybe this time I'll use someone else besides thorns. Oh, what a weird feeling of not bringing a friend's thorns. Because I gave my thorn some love, he got some money. So did Susie, she deserved money too. So in this case, I might as well start bringing along more casters maybe. Like Aya, she cute. So I might as well bring her along. This should be okay. And if I lose, oh well. You know, I'm forcing my boy to learn how to fight.
How deep are we? Reckon we should dig a little more? It'll be a wasteland here sooner or later. It's not like you could stick wheels under the graves. Folks want to leave behind some trace of their lives after they die. But it's all a pointless dream, sadly. Might as well ask for a cremation and have your ashes scattered in the wilderness. That would put us out of a job, though. True enough. If you ask me, graves aren't for the dead. It's for the living who need these things. The ceremonies and the big chunk of rock that go on top of them. Those are the things that folks say their goodbyes to before starting anew. Ha! Until their turn to bite the dust.
Hello, yes, I am using my Susie and thorns. They're learning how to fight now. Though they aren't fully level, but it's fine. They're true warriors. They got this.
The preparations for the ritual are almost complete.
I'm not sure. I don't feel so good today. Mama. Mr. Fryer, I was really happy yesterday. Rosella told me about lots of fun stuff. We prepared for the funeral together, and it felt like I was doing something for Mama. But we're done with everything now. What comes next? I think I worked really hard for Mama. But can Mama see all that? Does all this really mean something? Mr. Fryer, have you gone through this a lot? When it happens, during the funeral, what should I do? And what do I do once it's over?
Right, the funeral. You're still young, but I don't want to hide anything from you. We do a lot of things for others, but in the end, we do it for ourselves.
Ooh, hello.
Cecelia, this isn't selfishness, rather. It just means that, ultimately, everything that the living do is to mold and shape themselves. We hold funerals and say our goodbyes when our loved ones leave us, but it's also respite for ourselves.
Wait, do I have support on? Wait, what does that mean? Like friend support? Like me putting my own friend support? I should've from like a long time ago.
It's a way to mark the road that we've trodden. Many grown-ups use this as a way to find peace. But whether they truly find it, or indeed anything, isn't the fault of the funeral itself. It's really up to us, after we go through the thing. Once we are done looking back and resting, we must keep going forward.
But where do we go after that?
That is something you need to ask yourself, Cecelia. This is a question that only you can answer yourself, and it's a question that both you and I and everyone must answer in our lifetimes.
Ask myself.
Only you can find the right way forward for yourself, and it's only with your own two legs that you can walk that path.
Oh yeah, I know what it's like for auto battling. That's what I always do. I auto battle, like for my weekly Originium. I auto battle for my LMD. Everything. At least for the stages that I feel confident in. Like for these event stages, I don't feel that confident, so I'm just bringing along friends. I've been autoing 4 though, because that one I felt so confident in. What about you, Mr. Fryer? You know so much. What is your road like?
I can't answer you that. I'm afraid I can't even say I found it. It's a tough search, a sad journey. It makes you wonder if the way forward ever truly exists. But I haven't given up, and that is why I and my brothers and sisters call ourselves the Pathfinders. Candelabra, candelabra. Where does one find? Somebody's there. That librarian from the hospital? Patia, was it? And the legatus called Orin too. I really don't get it. What is that guy even doing?
Watch your words, Orin.
This is the perfect time to act. There are lots of other things we could be doing besides wasting time on a funeral.
And I thought you were close to the girl's mother. How cold-blooded of you.
I'd already made my decision when I told Anduin about Cecelia. She's capable of knocking the city off its godly throne. That also means she can shake the saint who's always hiding behind the red and gold curtain, and plenty of others besides. What is he talking about?
Hosankta wants to bring down this holy city with the help of a mixed-blood girl. Scandalous.
You make it sound like I just want to burn it all down for no good reason. I said capable. That doesn't mean we have to do it. In fact, if we don't do it, then her worth as a bargaining chip is that much more. I just have to make sure Cecelia doesn't end up in the Pope's hands. On that point at least, Anduin and I are aligned.
A word of advice. I don't know what kind of tricks you're trying to play with Cecelia, but do not forget the promise you made to the guide.
Thanks for the tip. I don't mind walking this path with you folks for a little longer. Now, you'll have to excuse me. I have better places to be than a funeral.
Wow, Orin.
Looks like they aren't all on the same wavelength. But what worries me more is that there's a legatus involved. I'll take Cecelia and leave once the funeral's over. Cecelia! Senior Ezell, the funeral will be starting soon. Anduin, I don't care about your grand ideals, and I'm not interested in discussing faith with you. So once the funeral's over, I'm leaving with Cecelia. Where will you go? None of your concern.
He's going to the people in charge of adoptions, and he's going to officially adopt Cecelia, Mr. Anduin. That's what he's doing.
It's time to light the candles, Senior Ezell. Go, be with Cecelia.
The early spring mornings are still frigid here in Laterano. Sancta funerals are often accompanied by laughter, music, sweets, and the occasional inconsequential explosion. Yo, sounds like the funerals in my family too. The departed become one with the Holy Spirit and return to heaven. This is worthy of celebration. But there is another kind of Sancta funeral, unknown to other races. On a certain hour of a certain day, a great sorrow will seize all Sancta by the throat. They will not be able to move, breathe, or avert their eyes. Each and every fragile soul will be swept away, as if by the floodwaters of a broken dam. Yet neither the joy or the former, nor the awesome power of the latter, can be found today in the Ecclesia Requiem of Pagus Stevinus. We find only a frail girl, trying her hardest to swing the absurdly unwieldy shovel in her hands. A girl trying to shovel the last bit of dirt onto her mother's resting place.
Go, Cecelia. It's time to see goodbye. ...
Mama, what should I do? Did I get all the medals yet? Well, I'm not finished with the event, so no. When I think to myself that I'm doing this for Mama, I don't feel scared of anything. I feel like I can do anything. It feels like I've gotten a little stronger since you've been gone. Is it because I got a little older? But Mr. Ezell says I won't get to see you anymore. Even if I grow up and grow even stronger, I won't see you again, right? When I do a good job, you won't be there to reward me. When I do something bad, you won't be there to get angry at me. So, why should I grow up? Ooh, hello. Mr. Fryer says I'm doing your funeral and saying goodbye to you. For myself. What does it mean to do something for myself? I'm scared, Mama. A few days ago, a prioress lady that I don't know told me that whether we do it with tears or smiles, the ones who are leaving us will accept our goodbyes. I don't get it. Mama, should I cry or should I smile? Mr. Fryer said it's a question for myself, but I don't know.
There is no rush, Cecelia. You still have lots of time. Too bad then that yours just ran out.
Hey, at least wait until the funeral's over for the fight. Sheesh. Hey, been a while.
I finally got you, Andoine. Mostima, Viometa, my dear old friends, long time no see. If you're here to mourn the dead, I'm afraid you came a little too late. That's alright. We can always make some more.
Sheesh. Man, ruining Cecilia's final moments. Why? Why you do this? That is so rude. Man, I feel bad for her. Like, even more so than before. Okay, let's see. How do I want to do this? And I'll put her here. Boop. Just to be cute. I don't want her to get hurt. So this all be good. Funny how they're going the long way, but I appreciate it.
Go the long way, sir. Thank you, my dudes.
Do not take the easy path forward. Okay, setup so far is decent. Let's see. Now I'll do it this way. And then I put monster here. Wow, Thorin's side is so popular. Then again, he is the boy. Oh, it's a dude who attacks stops. Okay, good thing I put her here. But oof. Big ouchies. Let me just put her here. Might as well. And then over here. Can you not try to raid our ice cream shops? Oh. Oh no, that dude's going this way. He's smart in the worst way possible. Shoot. Oh yeah, I gotta heal her real bad. Phew. And again, more dudes trying to destroy my ice cream shops. How dare you? Oh, that hurt. Okay, yo, they hit hard. That was bad. That was super bad. Oof. First you guys try to steal my ice cream, and then you try to steal my life? So rude. So incredibly rude. Well, I want to reclaim my ice cream shop. Please give me the ice cream shop back. Okay, there, I got it. That was my goal. And now it's time to bonk a dude. Get out of here. Get. Poor Golden Glow.
Cecelia, watch out!
Mr. Ezell.
Guide, we have to hold our ground. It's you. Cecelia isn't your bargaining chip. Ezell, give her to me. Hey Ezell, what's the big idea? Don't tell me you're working with these heretics, terrorists, apostates. Are those the only names that the church can come up with? Out of the way, Paria. You were right, Viametta. It's not easy to change the way someone thinks. That goes for both of us.
Ezell just grabs Cecelia and run.
Go get those adoption papers. You look like you're doing well.
Much thanks to you. You look like you've aged a lot, though, Guide.
Haha. I have you to thank for that, too. The gunshot wound took forever to heal.
Haha. Not bad. Definitely better than having her shoot you.
That is true.
Lemuel almost died.
I know. It was the better option over her bullet.
Looks like that mental illness of yours hasn't gotten any better. Hey kid, you must be Ezell.
Another Legata? What should I...
Ooh, hello?
A fallen angel? Miss Viametta, what's going on? Ah, you fell. Of course, you shot at me. You can't feel anymore.
So I use my eyes to see, and my mind to think. The little girl there is Cecelia, right? Miss, you have horns, but you also have a halo. Are you a Sancta? Maybe. I don't exactly know, actually. Listen, Ezell. Bring Cecelia over here. She'll be fine.
I'm supposed to trust a fallen angel.
I've gotta be more trustworthy than a pissed off like Barry.
Hey, you mean that bitch over there, right?
Nah, I think she's referring to both of you. Sorry. Sorry, Fiametta. Also, watch your language in front of Cecelia. First, you ruin her funeral, then you start cursing in front of her.
Mostima, we haven't finished her mother's funeral yet.
Whoa, I almost bought into that. Are you really such a dutiful curate for this Ecclesia Requiem, Anduin?
Mostima, did you follow me here just to catch up on old times?
Ezell, have you made up your mind yet?
Cecelia, we...
Miss...
Cecelia, you aren't done yet.
Right.
Anduin, you got a decent crowd here. You brought so many with you just to get Cecelia.
Oh, I almost forgot. I have a message from you. I have a message for you. It's from the guy in the lock and key. Your bravery is commendable, but you won't like the final answer.
Thank you for that. I may not be fortunate enough to walk my path with it, but I benefited greatly from its opening my eyes all those years ago.
Look at you. Are you sure you benefited?
Only the wearer knows where the shoe pinches.
Not good. Ezell, stand back.
Ah.
Can you believe it? I saw an ocean formed of faith.
That concludes the report for this operation. Some of my colleagues present were involved in the incident. If you have anything to add, please do. Brothers and sisters, I propose we immediately declare a state of emergency across the entire city. Anduin is already enough trouble to deal with, but now we have a mixed blood sancta on our hands too.
Good night, Giovanni. The conference is set to open soon. Surely you know that a state of emergency would lead to panic among the envoys?
Your Eminence, we face a dangerous element. If a little panic could solve the problem at hand, I consider that an easy win.
His Holiness has been planning this conference for years. The Summit of Nations. It could be the key to Laterano's primacy on land as we know it. But now, a panic threatens to destroy the key.
And how do you know that Anduin won't bring this conference to ruin if you leave him be? No need to worry. Gun Knight Giovanni. We're talking about a group of desperate people without a future and a small girl of unknown background. Orin, how do you think we Laterans have enjoyed peace for a millennium? It's because we stayed vigilant, taking no chances with such uncertainties. Even though Laterans set off explosions on the streets, day in and day out, huh?
If I had to choose between Fiametta or Anduin, I would choose Fiametta. Like, she's being a bad influence right now, but she has all the fun titles.
The way I see it, the Reverend Gun Knight just might be looking for an opportunity to use that awe-inspiring but so often holstered gun of yours. I take pride in my gun. Got a problem with that?
Please, this is urgent. May I continue?
You may.
I'm sure you all know that Mostim and I used to work with Anduin. The Anduin I know isn't one to go off half-cocked. He wouldn't start a war without preparing for it. So even though he could sow chaos into Laterano, he wouldn't do it without a reason. The only clue the Astray have given us so far is their attempts on the mixed-blood girl called Cecelia. We can surmise that taking her is the primary objective. And since they already have her in their possession, I think Anduin's next step is very likely to be exfiltrating Laterano. Therefore, I suggest we focus on the two following points. First, we need to step up our border controls and deploy more guards to the crossings. We should also form a special elite squad to locate their hideout and bring Anduin in. Secondly, to be on the safe side, I would like the 7th Tribunal to lead the investigation into whether the Astray have made contact with the visiting envoys to determine whether or not they are targeting the conference. As for the conference itself, Proceed according to plan, right? That's what you have in mind, isn't it? We're just testing the waters anyway. Oh, I've gotta say though, the cold buffet's desserts are disgusting. The cactus tarts are an atrocity. I would like to see some improvement there. I want to try cactus tarts. I love cactus candy. So if the tarts are like the candy, delicious.
I think there's a certain charm to the taste.
I agree with Mostim on that point. And that point alone.
Blasphemy! I think they're delicious!
I want to try the tart now. Mixed reviews.
Good night, Giovanni has spoken. I suppose we can all agree then.
Agreed. Anything that Giovanni likes, you know is bound to be terrible.
Mostima, belittling me again, are you? Please, my children, quiet down. I'm too old for all this bickering. The laws instruct us to face the unknown with goodwill. We mustn't treat fruit tarts with such scorn.
And why am I unfamiliar with this law?
I just thought of it this morning.
Your Holiness?
We'll go with your plan. Vel, Giovanni, give Fiammetta all the help she needs. Anduin will make his way to his goal.
Phew. This is why I hate closed-door meetings. We spent 3 minutes on the main topic. The rest of the meeting was just everyone babbling their stupid side conversations.
Excuse me, senores? Senores? May I ask what the decision was?
You're still here. I'm taking over the Anduin case. Thank you for your work the past couple days. You should head home and get some rest. I'll talk to the notarial hall later. Everything you've done will be written off as you helping us out.
Miss Fiammetta,
Anything that comes after this is way beyond the bounds of your authority and ability. Don't forget, you're still in training. I know you're worried about Cecelia, but I'm taking over this case, and that's the best case scenario you could hope for.
Miss Fiammetta, are you friends with this fallen angel? And the both of you are familiar with Anduin?
That's right.
Is that your answer to both of those questions?
We aren't familiar. We're nemesis. But don't you worry. I won't take it out on Cecelia. I don't really understand what was going on with her this morning, but she's still a kid. What about you? You stayed there for 2 whole days. Did Anduin say anything to you?
Just a bunch of heretical nonsense.
I suggest you forget all of it then. You still have your whole life ahead of you, right? Go home and take a couple days off. Then keep up your good work at the notarial hall. You're pretty qualified for the job if you ask me. Cherish your life, you know? Life in Lateran is precious. Even I look back on it fondly sometimes. I want to know, how old is Fiammetta, Mostima, Anduin, and Ezell? Like, compared to Ezell. They're making him sound so young. And them sound so old.
My life. Right, unlike them, I'm just a regular nobody. Okay, let's clock out.
The Pontifical cohorts have taken over for the border checkpoints, and the Apostolic Knights are keeping an eye out for us too. We won't be making it out anytime soon. We have a safe house, but still. I can't get in touch with Orin either. Damn it!
No matter, we can wait. Cecelia? Do you regret your decision?
I don't know. But if I went with Miss Fiammetta, she would have taken me to the Basilica, right? I still haven't figured out my goodbye to Mama.
It's okay, Cecelia. You still have lots of time to think.
Mr. Friar, there was a lady with horns and a halo in the Ecclesia Requiem just now. Is she a Sancta?
Maybe, maybe not. It's up for her to decide.
I thought Sancta are Sancta?
That's true for most of us. For most of us. But some people get to choose. Or perhaps, I should say that they don't have a choice but to choose because of some unfortunate circumstance.
Like Anduin, I don't like him or hate him. He's just eh. I like his outfit though. That's the one thing I like about him.
Incidentally, you have to choose, Cecelia. As for whether that is fortunate or not, no one can tell.
Can't the Sancta be with the Sarkas?
Of course they can. You are the living proof.
But I'm causing everyone a lot of trouble, right? Even Mr. Ezell.
If you're always worrying about everything, you won't get anything done. People will always fight. Neither gentleness or nor understanding can stop that. A lot of times, when people fight, it's not because one side is right and one side is wrong. It's because the things that both sides have to do conflict with each other. In other words, the things that you and I need to do are different, and that means we're in somebody else's way.
Why can't we go the same way together?
Because, for a lot of people, the path that they take is determined by the path itself. For example, the Sanct and the Sarkas. No one can say why the two sides fought each other at first, but the hatred between them has paved the road for everyone.
Can't we choose our own path?
We can, Cecelia, but it's not that simple. If you want to leave the path you're on and find a new path forward, you must first make your way through the boundless wilderness. It's vast and empty there. You might never find a new path, even if you give up everything you've ever known.
Then, why do we still have to look?
Right. Why do we have to look? Maybe it's because that's what we want.
What we want. Is that so important?
It's the only thing we still have.
Mr. Friar, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
What is it that you want?
Cecelia, can I tell you a little story?
Sure, Mr. Friar. Go ahead.
Many years ago, when I was still young, I ran into some setbacks, and then I left.
Where did you go?
Anywhere. I traveled everywhere. There was a place I stayed for a while. It was a very small town, and it felt a little like my hometown. But it was even more run down. Life was tough for everyone there.
Huh? That doesn't sound like Lateran.
Once, I passed by the town's pub and came across a humming drunkard. He threw up all over me and insisted that I tripped him, and that I should pay for his drink. Everyone in the pub... No, everyone in the town laughed at him and cursed at him. Those who were scared of him avoided him. Everyone called him a dirty, filthy moron, a lowlife, a sick scumbag. He was a Sarkas. They never chased him out of the town, however. He kept living from one day to the next, doing little odd jobs. Then on one windy, rainy night, a night when no one would go outside, the church's bell started to ring. It was an alarm, and it woke everyone up. There were some bad people in town. It was lucky that the bells woke everyone. It was hard, but we chased the bad people away. No one knew who rang the bell, and we all thought it was a miracle. I headed in the direction of the bell tower, and reached the waste beyond. There, I found the church watchman digging a grave. Next to him was a cart, and in it a thin coffin, with the Sarkas drunkard inside, wounded all over. I started to help digging. The watchman kept complaining as he dug. He said he was saving the casket for his mother, and it was a waste to give it to a Sarkas. Then he complained that he'd have to bury the sick Sarkas. The watchman said that, not long after the bell started ringing, the Sarkis came and knocked on his door, telling him to run before the man died on his doorstep. The watchman said that since he saw it was about to rain, he couldn't bear seeing the Sarkis man sleep out in the streets, and so he led him into the bell tower for the night. He kept complaining and kept digging. Then, when he was finished, he stood in front of the grave and sang a song that the drunkard always used to sing, even though he didn't remember how the second half went.
You know, that dude's he's a tsundere. It's like, just complaining while being like, man, it's not like I like him or anything. Sheesh. I'm just digging him a hole to rest him in and giving him a coffin, but it's not like I like him. And man, Andoine's not being a good influence either. He's the one who originally staged the kidnapping with Padia, I believe. So that's already not a good influence.
In the end, he complained a little more, and poured half a bottle on the grave. The winds through the hills on high tell the hero's far-flung stride, over long ways long, over briars and thorns. Sorry, I don't remember it either.
That's the song that Mama and Rosella taught me. So, the Sarkis man rang the bell?
I think he did.
So he was the hero that saved everyone?
Maybe. I don't know if someone like him could be called a hero, but I think most people probably wouldn't want to call him one. Maybe he was just trying to help the watchman who helped him.
What about you, Mr. Fryer? Do you think he was a hero?
What is a hero, Cecelia? I thought about it for a long time, but I know that the answer to this question doesn't tell us who the sarcasm man was. Rather, it tells us who I am. I don't think he himself climbed up the bell tower to be a hero. But it doesn't matter if we sing his praises, look at him with scorn, or even forget about him. None of that changes anything about him anymore. All the questions that I pondered have nothing to do with him, only me. Why did I witness this? What does it mean to me? How is this going to guide me forward? It is always the living who are questioned. But I kept thinking and thinking. What if he didn't do what he did? What if he did it but led the fanatics, the bad people, to the bell tower? What if the townspeople couldn't fend off the bad people? Couldn't fend the bad people off, even after they got woken up? And what if he even died in the bell tower and no one ever found him? There are no guaranteed successes, and there are no choices that are certain to be right. So I came to this conclusion. On that rainy night, he climbed up the bell tower because he wanted to. It's the most straightforward conclusion, and out of somewhat stubborn goodwill. Whether that's true or not does not concern him. He was a hero, no different from a hero in the song.
The winds through the hills on high tell the hero's far-flung stride. Over long ways long, over briars and thorns. Everyone starts humming the song. Their quiet singing drifts throughout the room. I feel peace in this Lateran evening. A peace that I have not known for a long time. Are you thinking something, Mr. Fryer?
No, nothing at all. Thank you, Cecelia.
You're looking at something. Is that a bell tower?
It's Laterano's bell tower. A very, very old tower made out of stone. I often went there when I still lived in Laterano. It was so close to heaven.
Heaven? Is that where Mama is?
If that's where you wish for her to be, that's where she is.
Mr. Fryer, could you help me with something? Cecelia, you can have help with whatever you want. Requiem. Okay, 2 entrances, 2 exits. There's stairs, but no fear, no fear. The smaller area I'll put in Mudrock, because she is a beast. And I will bring along a friend, Aya, again because she's cute. I'll take a sip of water because hydration important. Yum.
Oh, Ezell. Good morning. Off to work? Good morning. I don't have work today. I'm taking a couple days off. Up so early on your day off? And look at you frowning like that. Is something bothering you? Getting bullied at the Nobunaga Hall? I told you, it may look like a decent place to work, but it's total misery over there. Haha. Here, Zell. I just bought some cupcakes. Take them. Let your worries go.
Yo, free breakfast cupcakes.
It doesn't matter if work is bothering you. It's just a job. Don't think about it on your day off. Besides, aren't you still a trainee? If the ceiling caves in, it's gonna crush all your bosses up top before it even reaches you. Don't make it so hard on yourself. Cheer up. It's not worth getting upset over. Not worth it, huh? Still letting it bother you? Haha. Anyway, I'ma get going. Thanks for the cupcakes.
It's an early morning that couldn't be more normal. Hardly anyone on the streets yet. But it shouldn't take much longer for the crowds to form and the usual hustle and bustle to return. This is exactly what Lateran life is.
How about a crepe? No thanks. I've got these cupcakes. It's you? The crepe shop on the corner there only sells 200 of their signature crepes each day. You need to get up early to have a chance of buying one. Thankfully, their hours haven't changed. What are you doing here? I'm out for a walk. In a city that has an arrest warrant out for you? Sure. What happened to the people at the Ecclesia Requiem? They're all in a safe place. Once everything is over, they'll leave Lateran with me. Where to? Who knows? Are you going to take Cecelia with you? No, she left. How did you? She has something she must do. It may seem trivial right now, but she's found her path, and she will continue down it, overcoming obstacles we could never overcome, treading into predicaments that we shouldn't dare to face, and making it to faraway places that we could never imagine. What are you talking about? Relax, Brother Ezell. She's far more brilliant than you and I could ever dream to be. But she might need you. Why me? I'm nothing special. This is pretty embarrassing to say, but I was playing hero in front of her the whole time. I told her my word is my bond, and I wouldn't mind losing my job. But after I got home last night, I spent the whole night freaking out about everything that happened. A mixed blood Sancta, a fallen angel, a legatus, the conference at the Basilica, the Sarkaz, and a strange heretical group. How did I get mixed up in all this? I thought I just wanted a decent job. A desk job would be all the better. I would go to work and leave on time, live a quiet, peaceful life. I figured that'd be pretty good for me. Everything that happened in the last couple days could be just like an interlude. I could count myself as lucky for being able to get away from it all before it's too late. And in a couple decades, I can tell stories about it to my friends. That'd be a pretty solid life, wouldn't it? Maybe I shouldn't even be talking to you right now. I should just turn and run. Aren't you going to run then? There's no need to fool yourself. How am I supposed to know what it is I really want?
Ezell, you wanna adopt Cecelia as your new daughter. You can be a young single father.
You and Cecelia both asked the same question. She asked you that too? Phrase it a little differently. And how did you answer? I told her a story. Suddenly feeling like I shouldn't listen to you. Why? I just get the sense that you know how to influence people. What if you're about to sucker me into something here? As long as you don't want to, you won't be. That sounds awfully sketchy. I'm here only to give you a message. What comes next is for you to decide. Cecelia is going to the old bell tower. What is she doing there? Saying her goodbyes.
Yeah, 'cause the funeral was ruined the day before. Is something wrong?
Oh, Cecelia, aren't you scared walking the streets all by yourself this early in the morning? Where are those friends of yours?
Mr. Oren, do not do anything sketchy. Guide, it's Oren.
No matter. We'll see what he's planning first.
There is something I need to do here.
You're so little, but you have lots of big ideas going around in your head, huh? I really don't get what that guy is thinking, but sorry, little girl. I can't let you go.
Are you taking me to the Basilica?
The Basilica? No, no, Cecelia. I can't let you go to the Basilica. As long as you don't go to the Basilica and the old man, you can go anywhere. At first, I thought it wouldn't be so bad if Andowine took you away. He's had a change of heart, but it's no biggie. I'll do it myself.
It would be bad if I go to the Basilica?
It's hard to say, Cecelia, hard to say. You're actually really important to me, you know? Fioria and I were friends a long time ago, but still.
Oren is the sketchiest. He's supposed to be working on one side, but also working on the other. And he's close to Cecilia's mom, but he didn't even want to stick around for the funeral. It's like, I have better things to do than go to my friend's funeral. Mr. Oren, you are the most sketchiest person here. And now he's trying to convince her, being like,
your mother and I were friends, you know? Anyway, your very existence is much more useful than whatever it is you're thinking up in your little brain. If we put you to good use, you could be the greatest danger to the Lateran city in a long time. After all, you're Sarkaz, but you also became a Sancta. I don't really want to put Laterano in danger, but I need some leverage that can influence things. A bargaining chip that I can use in a deal.
and look at him trying to use her.
And you could be such a precious bargaining chip. I wouldn't want to see you lose your effectiveness over a tiny little threat.
I don't understand what you're saying.
You don't need to understand, Cecelia. I'm just trying to show you I'm sincere. I won't do anything to get you hurt. I'm never one to resort to violence, if peace is an option.
You're sounding even more sketchy, my dude. It doesn't matter what you want to do. Not now. Could you move out of the way? I'm going to the bell tower.
Grr. Didn't you hear? She wants you to get out of her way.
Mr. Ezell, you came.
Yes, Cecelia. I promised to help you find your mama. And be there when you said goodbye to her, right?
Mr. Ezell to the rescue. I like you, Ezell. During this event, you're my favorite. Mr. Ezell's the greatest. I mean, he was roped into this whole craziness, but, you know, he's a decent dude.
Also, he cute. Aw, this is so touching. A mixed blood girl between a rock and a hard place, with an executor who's true to his word. Am I watching the Lateran soap opera of the year? Makes me want to clap for you two.
Ooh, hello, hello.
But, if I could, I would rather not be the villain here. This is no fun.
It's too late, Mr. Oren. You're already the villain.
Mm.
Mr. Ezell.
Songta can point our guns at our own kind, but violence comes in other forms, so that's no hill to die on, right? Now, Cecelia, go. The bell tower's straight ahead.
But...
I'll promise you one more thing. I'll be fine.
Alright. I'll wait for you at the top, Mr. Ezell.
Very nice. You came prepared, huh? I didn't expect you to be able to hold me here. But still, even if I don't like screwing around with empathy, I can feel the fear in you. Save it. Have you ever considered that we might be walking the same road here? We're definitely not right now, at least. Show me what you've got then. Have you even realized the weight of the burden you're trying to shoulder?
Ezell's just trying to be a good influence. He's trying to keep his promises to a little girl, you know? So he is the best influence. He even took her to the hospital and got her cotton candy.
Can that trainee executor really hold Orin there? Orin's not taking this seriously, and Ezell isn't a Notarial Hall executor right now. He's not exactly an obstacle to Orin.
Actually, Guide, while I would never go against your decisions, I can't say I really agree with this. Cecelia should stay with the Pathfinders. It's not only for us, but for her sake too.
That isn't my decision. I can't decide her fate. This is a decision that only Cecelia can make for herself, Padia. Perhaps we should call it an honor to show her the choices before her. Don't worry. What I must do remains the same.
Come on, Ezell, you got this.
Kid, for an executor in training, you aren't half bad. I'm still standing. Looking to spend more time in the hospital, huh? I'm not here to break bones, though. You don't have to do this. You're just a normal guy living in Lateran City. Go home, lead a happy life, munch on some cake, or take a sip of tea. Whatever.
Wow. The funny thing is after this, I was planning on eating cake and drinking tea. Orin, I feel called out by you saying that. I was gonna eat the chocolate cake my dad gave me and make myself some chamomile tea or a matcha latte. But now I kinda don't want to because of you, Orin.
I've made up my mind already. You folks really like talking about choices and decisions, huh? Has it ever crossed your mind that there's a price to pay when you make decisions? This was only going to be an assurance policy, but well, sorry fellas, I need your help. We aren't here to help you, Orin. We're doing this because we think it's the right thing to do. So what do you say? A wise man adapts himself to the circumstances. Oh, that's a Yanese idiom, you see, it means... Too bad, Ezell.
You know, I can beat him up while eating my cake and tea.
Federico.
Oh, he's finally made his appearance. Ooh, you know I'm into this art.
Trainee Executor Ezell Pastor. You are temporarily recalled. Your leave has been cancelled. Please assist me with this arrest.
Maybe Federico's gonna teach him how to adopt someone.
Orin Argiolis, your identity has been confirmed. The 7th Tribunal has revoked your credentials as a legatus. Please stop resisting and proceed with me to the 1st Tribunal. Must I? I still have lots of work to take care of. Yes, you must.
You know I'm fine with this.
Let's get Orin.
That guy, he's pushing like, it looks like a laundry cart. Oh, he's a dessert vendor, never mind. Oh, what is that? Snack cart? Okay, a snack cart.
No fear.
Oh wait, there's 3 exits. Oops. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a pain. I mean, nah, this is fine. Shoot. Well, I gotta just prepare myself quickly. Mr. Snack Cart, though. Wait, why is he going that way?
Oi. Oi, how dare you?
How dare you come from that way? Oh yeah, I dared. I realized what I did here. But nah, it's fine. I'm just asserting dominance by staying right here. As one do. Oh, that was bad. That was really, really bad. Oops. Oh, that is ouchies. Yeah, my bad. Fear, no fear, no fear, no fear. Never feel fear. There is no such thing as fear. Over here. No fear, no fear, no fear. And excuse you, can you stop trying to attack my ice cream shop? Hey, thanks. So rude. Let's see, how do I want to do this? You know, that's good enough. Yep, that'd be good. Shoot. But now this be fine. Why do the dessert vendors have to be evil right now? Why must we be enemies? Why can't we be friends? I like sweets, you like sweets. We should get along fine, we should be besties. I feel like there was potential for a friendship here. You know? But no, things had to turn out like this. Oh, that is so weird how he's not in the normal stages though. It would be nice being able to punch Mr. Oren here. The bell tower's corridors are narrow, and the stone steps before my feet are slippery and wet. The stone walls are rough and feel so cold to the touch, just like the trees in that forest. My footsteps echo in the hallway. What is there up ahead? I'm the child of a Sancta and a Sarkaz. They all said they have me on their... I don't know. It was a word I've never heard. But I remember how Rosella looked. She looked down at me with a smile on her face. Her hands were clasped together like she was holding onto a treasure. What did everyone want me to do? I still don't get it. But now, I understand what it is I should do the most, and what it is I want to do. It doesn't matter if I'm Sancta or Sarkaz. I am Cecelia. Just Cecelia. Goodbye, Mama. Will you keep watching over me? Did they defeat Mr. Oren?
Ezell, you're 11 o'clock. That was close. Come on, it's not like fighting is going to get us anywhere. Why don't we call it quits? You really don't know how to listen, huh? Ezell, I thought you were really worried about Cecelia. She might just be safer with me, you know. Did you think I believe that? I'm never one to lie. Even if you're telling the truth. If that isn't what Cecelia wants, then there's no way. Sometimes, I really think Anduin's giving me way more than I bargained for. Stay focused, Ezell. No, Federico. Can you feel it? Well, look at that.
The air is trembling, as though something is manifesting from nothingness. A surge of power, pure power, nothing like any originium arts known to man. An ancient construction is being awakened. A forgotten sound is about to ring out far and wide.
Ezell, new directive. Investigate the bell tower. Leave the traitorous legatess to me.
Your Holiness, what's going on?
Shh! Beliv, seal off the central sanctuary and halt all meetings.
What is happening?
Did you know? My predecessor, the last pope, had an interest in history.
No.
I don't blame you. He was an amateur in the field. His writings were riddled with mistakes and hardly worthy of praise. Rather than studying history, perhaps it's better to say that his interest lay in using history to let his imagination run wild. He was particularly fond of certain romantic metaphors in his writings, perhaps a little promiscuous for a history paper, but they did truly leave an impression on the readers, on his readers. He said, "History is a musical movement written by a shapeless titan in countless voices." Going by his analogy, our titan musician seems to have started writing his next measure.
I breathe all the air out of my lungs before drawing a fresh breath. I trip and fall to the ground before climbing back up and running for it again. I can feel that something is brewing. The other side of the door at the top of the bell tower is where Cecelia is. I open the door. The frail girl is singing an ancient Sarkaz folk song. She is singing from the bottom of her heart, so tenderly, with all her feelings. I can only stand there, doing my best to hold my breath, to avoid disrupting the flow of her singing. At a certain point, I realize I cannot hear anything anymore. There is only the sound of bells, seemingly ringing across time. Bells from the Tower of Revelations? That's impossible. That bell has never rung. Except when...
When the first saint still walked the land. During the day, the Sancta looked up at the sky to find darkness shrouding even the sun. At night, the devil's army came and slaughtered countless Sancta. The Sancta lost much of their radiance.
The saint said, "Follow me." Thus they rose. The saint said, "Listen to me." Thus the bells began to ring. The bells echoed throughout the wilderness, uniting all the Sancta.
This is a revelation. This is an exhortation.
There will be light throughout the day, and it shall never be shrouded again.
The saint said, "Build a city. It will be the Sanctus Paradise." The Sanctus Paradise. The saint said, "This city shall be called Lateran."
How?
The Tower of Revelations is one of the oldest structures in Laterano. No, according to the texts, the Tower of Revelations was here before there was a Laterano.
And now the holy bell rings again.
For our little Cecelia.
Man, Andalai knew this was gonna happen. That's why he told her a story about a bell tower. Because he wanted to influence her thought patterns and make her want to go there, you know? I mean, at least to her it's cute, but Mr. Andalai, what you scheming? You put the thought in her head to go to a bell tower, you know? She wouldn't have gone there without you telling her a story. But why?
Perhaps the shapeless titan musician wanted some crescendos in his music, and he picked Lateran bells for his arrangement because he liked the sound. Cardinal Veliv, you and I stand in this church at this moment. I wonder if that is good or bad.
Your Holiness, we must know immediately why the holy bells are ringing. No matter the reason, it is the responsibility of the church to explain why and how it happened. With envoys from the nations gathered in Laterano, all of the attending representatives are now witnesses to this event.
This could be an opportunity. Govilev, inform the envoys that the Lateran bells ring for the first time in millennia, and this portends change. We must come together and prepare for the future.
What about the Tower Revelations then?
We have waited long enough. Let's get to work.
Guide, did you know this was going to happen? What exactly is Cecelia? She's mixed race, but is there some other secret about her?
No, of course not. She's the Cecelia that both you and I know. She may come from a unique background, but there's no secret to her. It's just that perhaps Laterano itself is thirsting for a change, and Cecelia, she just so happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Man, Andoan, you're scheming, but at least he's not doing it in too shady of a way. I mean, he could have forced her there, but no. He just planted the seed. And told her a nice story.
Or perhaps she's actually the one who will end the 1,000-year conflict between the Sorkas and the Sancta. And so revelation came and the bells rang. Of course, it could also just be a misunderstanding, a coincidence, a kind of black humor in the course of history. But we both know that the truth is never what's actually important.
No matter what, this is an opportunity. If I had to say, it might even be proof that we were actually blessed. That we are actually blessed. The church is most likely putting all their attention to the envoys and the Tower of Revelations right now. We'll pave the path forward for you. You need only walk it. Andoine, the bells have started to ring.
The bells belong to a child who was about to begin her journey.
Oh? You sound very relaxed. You made your decision.
My decision has never changed.
Even if you must give up everything?
Even if I must give up everything.
Is there any meaning in this?
Meaning does not exist for nothing. All our choices merely conceive it, mold it, and give it the chance to descend upon us.
I get it now. I hope you'll find your peace.
Patia, what you just said goes against our original goal. All men are cornerstones, and the roads that we lay are paved for those who follow us. I must see His Holiness right now.
Gun Knight Salvador, His Holiness is praying right now. No one can see him.
But
please understand.
An explosion?
Probably another one of the people's pranks. You know, just an everyday explosion.
No, the explosion came from the Envoy's village. We stopped handing out approvals for explosive activities there.
Good night, Salvador.
The Envoy's village is under attack, and there have been multiple fires and explosions all across the city. It's the Astray. They can't sit still now that the holy bells have sounded, can they?
There are gun knights stationed in the Envoy's village, but after the ambush and the explosion started, the Envoys started demanding more gun knights to protect them.
Understood. Damn it, why now of all times? Cardinal Velev.
The bells of the Tower of Revelations are ringing. This is the holiest moment in Lateran history. We even get to share this with the first Summit of Nations and the envoys of all the lands. How joyous. Yet the heretics' remnants are taking the opportunity to sow chaos. They plot to disrupt the conference and overshadow Laterano's radiance. Good night, Salvador. By order of the Apostle himself, the Pope, you are to go to the Envoy's village and defend them alongside the gun knights there, thus ensuring the Summit of Nations will commence as planned.
I will accompany you. Very well, Your Eminence, if I may. I'm sure you've noticed as much, but the energy that's surging from the Tower of Revelations. Watch your words, Reverend Gun Knight. That is glory itself. Lemuel, did he do this?
Maybe.
You're still going to cover for him?
Fiametta, come here.
What for?
Come here. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said what I said the other day.
Let go of me.
Not until you forgive me.
I am mad at you. But there's something else I'm even angry about. And it might just be me.
I want you to trust me on one thing, Fiametta. If he really wanted to do harm to Laterano, I'd never forgive him.
Then what is it he's trying to do?
Maybe he's just asking a question.
Of who?
His Holiness.
And what is he asking him?
A question that the Sancta must never ask.
You can't be more specific?
I'm not entirely sure myself, you see. This question has probably been bothering him deep in his mind for a long time. He hasn't ever told me about it. I've just got a hunch. But it's true. What happened 8 years ago has something to do with the question.
Wait, so Mostima, you knew about this?
Of course not. I'm not Lemwin. She might understand him. Me though. I didn't think he was worthy, that's all. If you ask me, he's a poor little guy, and I have something more important to take care of. So let's leave it at that.
How come it feels like you're ticking me off even more than Lemwin?
You and I are different. I did everything I could, and you? I'm guessing you would probably rather it was me, right?
Lemwin, what else do you know? Tell me.
I thought you didn't want to hear any of it.
I have to hear to find out.
Aw, Fiametta wants to understand now.
Cecelia Laporta, by order of the Apostle himself, the Pope, I'm here to protect you.
Because the bells started ringing? Are they ringing because of me?
I cannot say. Please follow me to the Basilica at once.
It's okay, Mr. Ezell. Don't worry. Let's go. Ezell, you better go with her. You gotta protect her just in case something happens.
I trust you, Ezell.
Like you're the one person that actually really cares for Cecelia. Ezell's a good boy. One entrance, one exit. And there's stairs. Stairs at the stairs.
Stairs give me fear.
But you know, it's fine. They ain't that scary. Just kidding, stairs are terrifying. Boop. Also, more water. More water's always good. Hydration important. I know I haven't been drinking enough water that I should be. I must be good and drink more water. Oh, I have to sneeze now. I think I might be allergic to my water. Uh-oh. The feeling is there, but I can't sneeze. I hate that.
The town feels so lively today. Is it because the conference is about to start?
Maybe. There are explosions everywhere. Everyone's so excited.
Hey, what the hell?
Is that an executor? And a legatus?
What's going on? A parkour competition?
That sounds like fun. Why don't you join in? I like how they can't even tell this is a fight going on. They're just like, yo, they've been doing parkour. Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's see if we can catch up with them. Oof. This should be far enough. You're a stubborn one, aren't you, Federico? As are you. I thought you didn't have a mission. Aren't you practically on vacation? I don't get it. Is there a reason you can't get off my case? What did I ever do to offend you? My last mission was in Syracuse, to recover the personal effects of a local sancta. Among them was a notebook. In it he wrote that he once saw a female sancta come into contact with a male sarcas. Alright, I can see why you'd look into that. But what does it have to do with me? I'm decidedly male, in case you can't tell. I followed all the leads I had and found the sancta woman's address, 7-265 via the radius. Pagus Stevanus. And when you made it there, you found that she'd already passed away. That's correct. So you had no choice but to keep following her tracks. Then you found she'd been taking suspicious trips. And that she always contacted a specific legatus before she left on her journeys. Haha, this is good. This is very good. And here I thought I gave myself away in Victoria or left some evidence after I talked to Anduin. Never would I have thought it was because I helped Fiori out of the goodness of my heart. This might just be some kind of fate. Are you done musing? Federico, if my hunch is correct, you probably can't feel what I'm feeling right now. Yes? No? Yes, and I do not care. The emotions of those I arrest are not of my concern. Does that mean you care about the feelings of anyone you're not arresting? No. You and I are the same. Neither of us cares for empathy. The way I see it, we could be great friends.
Yeah, that's like the best way to bond with someone. Do you care about others? Not really. Do you care about others? Yeah, not really. Yo, let's be buddies.
Actually, I think Lateran could use more people like you. Someone who doesn't let their empathy get to them, always doing things by the book. I don't disagree. Perhaps I could pay you a visit in the penitentiary after your trial and we could discuss it more.
Aw, look, he's semi-willing to be friends. They're bonding. So that's your reason, Orin?
Well, here comes the worst of my troubles. Why must an honest-to-God good guy like me be blessed with such rotten luck? Good day, Cardinal Beliv.
Good day, Executor Federico. The 7th Tribunal Hall will handle the traitor from this point forward. The Notarial Hall's involvement is concluded. Please send a copy of your report on this matter to both the 7th and 1st Tribunals. This is my authorization code.
Confirmed. In accordance with all relevant regulations.
So, would you like to go back to your vacation or join me in arresting the stray? It's up to you.
Vel, has everyone ever heard Federico say goodbye to anyone?
You can stop trying to cozy up to me.
I thought you were here to help me. If you were here to arrest me, you could have waited until Federico was done, right? Of course, it's possible that he couldn't take me, but that wouldn't mean you had to send him home, right?
I simply realized that you might be more useful than I expected. When I read Federico's report, I thought you were just Anduin's helping hand, but it looks like you're not as much of an imbecile as I thought.
I'm honored.
Cecelia's existence is a threat to Laterano. You don't want this threat to be wiped away, not because you want to see it executed, but because you want to use it to make a deal.
It really makes my heart ache, you know? It's such a windfall. But no one's trying to touch the pile of money. I'm the most faithful to Lateran a man can be, honestly. You know that, Velev. I'm His Holiness's biggest supporter, his ideals anyway.
But you don't agree with the way he does things, correct? Like this conference, for example, you don't think there's any point to it.
And you think there is? Velev, how much do you know about Victoria these days? You wouldn't understand just how close we are to war. And at a time like this, His Holiness put up all the political capital he accumulated over the last couple decades. But even though he managed to get most of the countries to bend, the envoys who showed up, they hardly have any weight. In more peaceful times, maybe we could use this as a foundation and slowly pave our way forward. But we don't live in peaceful times. There's no time for us to dilly-dally around if we actually want to see his ideals put into practice. I saw a lot of even dirtier moves in Victoria with my own eyes. I won't say it's the right way to do things, but if doing the right thing doesn't get us to the finish line, tell me, would you rather be a woman of integrity?
You know, you usually aren't this talkative in situations like these. What are you waiting for?
Actually, I just changed my mind.
Oh?
After traveling out here for so long, I'm buying less and less into the idea that Sancta are special. We've got the empathy thing. We feel what we feel. That's it. What just happened though, even I have to admit, I felt something ancient and primal, and it originated in my heart. Moreover, we got ourselves a trump card. All those envoys are gathered here in Lateran, and we are blessed with this miracle. What does it mean? What could it mean? There's still a lot for us to do, isn't there?
I think you might be mistaken about one thing. You think there is no place for the Summit of Nations during troubled times. I suggest you look at this from the other side. That said, I think you have the right idea about one point. There are things that His Holiness can't do himself. And I also don't think there's any harm in having a backup plan. You're a lucky man, Oren. I do have a use for you. Velev, you're sus too.
Come out, Padia.
At least you still have some sense in you.
And your Sarkaz friends aren't running around the city, joining in on the commotion. If any of the envoys saw the Sarkaz actively sabotaging the Summit of Nations in Lateran, things wouldn't end nearly as well.
What are you trying to say?
Anduin is on his way to the Basilica, isn't he?
What do you know about him?
I've got no reason to tell you, Padia. But before I go settle my score with him, I need you to stop the stupid, annoying little tricks. While your people still might have some sense in you, and you aren't actually trying to sabotage the Summit of Nations, I'm warning you, don't push your luck. Things don't always go the way we want them to.
Oh, so now it's your turn to convince me?
This is just a little advice. If you don't want to take it, that's no feathers off my plumage.
Fiametta, tell me, what are you thinking?
What else could I be thinking? I'm doing my job. I'm settling the score. It's not that complicated.
Why did you leave the Pontifical cohorts 8 years ago?
They don't get to leave the city. Only the Notarial Hall does. What's it matter? Why ask about that? I don't know what you're brooding about. Maybe you put your hopes on me for something. But I don't really get what your whole thing about Lateran Library is about. And I couldn't care less about it. A teammate I trusted betrayed us. One of my friends got hurt because of it. And another got exiled. There might even be traitors who have eyes in them because of it. I made a mistake once, and I won't let it happen again. I'll protect them. It's as simple as that. And I'm not going to apologize if it doesn't fit in with your fantasies. Don't get cocky, Mostima. In the same position, wouldn't you do the same?
You're right, I would. It's true, I've got a fantasy. But so what if it's a fantasy? Fantasies, ideals. I didn't chase the things I once believed in. I wouldn't have made it this far. I mean, if I didn't chase the things I once believed in, I wouldn't have made it this far. Maybe I'm too naive to entrust others with my ideals, but I have no regrets.
I don't get you.
That's why I'm not going to back down. Even if everything I'm doing seems stupid and annoying to you, it's my mission, and I will see it through to the end. If you want to stop me, you'll have to take me down.
Very well, Padia.
Oh, time for a fight. Light and shadow. There's lots of ice cream shops or gelato shops.
No fear, no fear, no fear, never fear. There is no fear. What is this fear?
I do not know it.
No fear, no fear. No fear, no fear, no fear, no fear, no fear, no fear. There's so many dudes, but no fear. No fear, no fear, no fear, never fear. No fear. No fear, no fear, no fear, no fear, no fear. What are you, Pathfinder? No fear. No fear, no fear, no fear. No fear. Darns is gonna help protect the stairs because I think the stairs are gonna get attacked soon, so I better protect them. And Mudrock will help. She will help guard the stairs. Everything is centralized here. Hello, person coming from the stairs. Let's see, how do I do this? 2, 3, 4, done. Okay, there. Ooh, I gotta bring out a healer, uh-oh. Oh no, everything's gonna go up in flames. If I can't get a doctor out here, or at least a oof. Too late. Oopsies, my bad. Oh, they hurt. They hurt a lot. Oops. I mean, this be fine, just in case. Okay. Tien, save the day. Help us out. Susie, come out. You're a good girl. Golden glow, Susie. I'm not even really using my friend support right now. There was no time to think too much. She cute. She just here because she cute. Now that I have my thorns and my rays, I'm gonna use this opportunity to bring all the cuties I want. Come on, go down. Yay. Ta-da! Erg. That's enough, Padia. It's not over. Padia, right? Most of the gun knights have been reassigned to the Envoy's village. Your mission is over. I don't really get it though. It's not like Anduin doesn't know who the most powerful guy in the Basilica is. Why the whole charade? He probably wanted to make sure he got an audience with His Holiness. You were actually listening to Lemuel? This has nothing to do with that. He is free to settle his score. But that doesn't mean I'm letting him get away. Sure. Shall we get going? Once you get Padia settled in. Right. How should we face this revelation? These mysterious, indescribable moments. These ambiguous yet to be explained urges, these unascribable, esoteric intuitions. Where will it lead us? What kind of choice does it want us to make? Or perhaps, this is merely hallucination caused by the fatigue of life? But revelation is called as such only because we willingly believe in it, or were told to believe in it. We could even say that if we knew it to be absolutely temporal, even if we deconstructed it into ice, cold, objective logic, regrettably, the man will still shine a spiritual light upon revelation. Thus, when this cruel reality befalls us, the cowards can point fingers at the ambiguity of the revelation, while the devout can repent their insufficient understanding. In any case, we can at the very least ascertain that we ourselves are not the root cause of everything. Ah, Anduin, I was expecting you. You don't seem surprised at all. I can't say this was the result of any particular manipulation. The greatest lesson I've learned in life is that people always cross paths, no matter their intention. But in the end, we all have our own goals. The guardian keeper, the executor of the most supreme law, the 11th man to take the name of Evangelista, the patron saint of the sacrifice and unity, and to stand atop the Lateran Curia as the apostle, His Holiness the Pope. Why recite all these titles you do not believe in?
Oh wow, his title on the side did change. Evangelista the 11th.
The girl does not remain in your grasp. She's still young. There is still much for her to experience. Yet we are old, so old that we know our way around conspiracy, political machination, and internal strife. What will you do now? Will you use this fine gift you spent decades preparing on her? I'm not foolish enough to stand in a young girl's way. Even if she triggered some kind of miracle. No. This miracle is Laterano's. It belongs only to Laterano. God's grace has fallen upon us. There's nothing more to it. Do you enjoy history? I love history. For history to become history, you generally need an origin point, and when some kind of variable is introduced to stir up the water and form ripples, those ripples are history. What are the object that was thrown into the water in the first place, then? Perhaps history does not care about it. And neither do I. The girl called Cecelia will go where she wants, and do what she wants. Someday in the future, perhaps the name Cecelia will be known far and wide. It could also remain forever in obscurity. But that has nothing to do with you or me. It has nothing to do with the both of us. We have a mutual understanding regarding that, do we not? You make yourself sound like a kind grandfather, sending his granddaughter away. This is nothing more than you getting what it is that you seek. You now get to explain this miracle. In exchange, Cecelia earned the right to leave this place. This cannot even be called a trade. She never had the right to choose. No, I never wanted to do anything to her. Laterano has stood for millennia, and neither should it nor shall it ever waver for a mere mixed-blood child. I only hope that the apostles before and after you feel the same way, and that those expunged names were not erased for nothing. We cannot ask for too much. Sins shall always be sins. Only time can wear them down. And it wears them down to the point that no one remembers they were once sins. I cannot cast blame on our forebears' cautiousness. However, neither shall I accept those sins in order to cover them up. So long as our mutual understanding stands, am I right?
Okay, it sounds like he doesn't want to do anything bad to Cecelia, which I appreciate.
As I said, it is very boring to grow old. Thanks to all the things that we experienced in the past, we're always fearful of the fence with just about everything. The old don't have the luxury of the possibility, Andoine. We have no choice but to continue down the path that was already laid. A path that was already laid. That goes for you too. I know of your journey. My journey. Right. I once journeyed, and I heard the purest of prayers and the most vicious of curses. I stepped into sumptuous places and plucked my shoes out of bloodstains. I saw shameless sinners beg for mercy, and I closed the simplest of caskets on innocent children. It was always the same. Their cries always died down, and their tears always dried up. And I always stood there, right next to them, attempting to comfort them. I told them that salvation would come, as well as long as we believed. But no, nothing ever happened, not even the briefest passing glance. The holy city of Lateran has weathered every storm that came its way. How would a saint sitting in his soft armchair and the sancta that we know only to sing the praises of their own dignity know that there exist hardships in lands beyond? All the hopeless penances, withered consolations, and deafening silences. Do you know how heavily silence weighs on my heart? I seek only an answer. We will never find salvation, will we? Salvation. I often hear this word from the faithful, as though a sort of incomprehensible ascendance. As though the ark that will rescue all the drowning. Behold, our grand and glorious Lateran city. It is so splendid and magnificent, solemn and refined, with a perpetual aroma of vanilla and sugar wafting in its air. All of this is a reward for abiding the laws, and this is our proof of salvation. Yet, this paradise is only a paradise, because of the harshness of the wastes beyond. We could have been a star in the barren lands, a torch in the cold night. Don't you dare say I'm wrong. Lateran is not some ancient concept that floats only in scripture. It stands right here and now. Lateran can save everyone. She cannot. And why is that? Because we are only us. Because we are the sancta of Lateran. And they are not us. They conceal. They become disillusioned. They consign. They become disappointed. They struggle and they hate. They themselves mold and shape their own enemies, a man-eating monster of both lust and disgrace, with the flames of destruction hidden in its heart. Why do you think these lands have seen countless dynasties and nations come and go in the flames of war, while the miraculous Lateran has withstood the test of time? Anduin, they are infernal itself. And you chose to leave us. You left behind the virtues that shaped us under the stubborn belief that your water could extinguish the flames of inferno, that your candle could illuminate the night. Why seek my answer? You chose despair for yourself long ago. 3 times I have visited Lateran. For the rest of my life, I wanted the lands beyond. I've met many men and women, and I do not need the lantern pope to tell me how dark their hearts can get. There is also a ray of light in them, a radiant blinding light that I can never forget. That I will never forget. I was set ablaze by the light. Perhaps the fire is destined to be extinguished the moment it's first lit. But I could never again return to the eternally radiant Lateran. Yet this perpetual radiance is cold and distant. Lateran's light shines only on a select few, and its might exists only to protect this image of fabricated glory. In that case, I would rather be the torch that burns by the feet of those who are freezing to death, even if its flames will soon be extinguished. Anduin, flames are destined to be extinguished. You seek to turn this perpetual light into a flame, and the flame will meet its fate one day. When that happens, there will be no more light, not even a cold and distant one. If you shatter the twin moons in the sky, then those struggling in the cold night will do so in darkness, left only to close their eyes. Light will ultimately become a fantasy, a lie of a dream. Would you call eternal night a kindness? You despise the small size of this paradise. But do you know how hard it is for a small paradise upon these lands? You scorn its small size, but have you ever considered that there are those who try to live an honest life? What right do you have to turn this paradise to tinder for that wildfire of yours, destined to be put out? This world is hostile to beauty. To allow this beauty to persist forever, do you know how much the Lateran people, the countless Laterans, generation of Laterans, have had to sacrifice? Anduine, who are you to so handily deny all this with a few trivial words? Preposterous. There are those trying to live an honest life in Laterano. But does that somehow make the lives of those outside any less real? They hold out hope despite their hardships. They follow the scriptures and the laws. They believe that they can change their lives, and they look forward to the reward of their hard work. Mrs. Baylen, from the Rocks Out and Sundries store, Deacon Landy of the title chapel, little Sagre, who ties the ropes on their bells. Tell me, is there anything wrong with their faith, with their hope? Tell me, O great and glorious Apostle Pope, Evangelista the 11th, the great protector of our paradise and defender of history, why did Roca Maria deserve to be destroyed?
Answers. Questions. So this is the answer that I sought. So this is the question that I want to ask. Something has come loose. Something that once had me tied up for so long. Something is roaring, struggling. Yet I feel only at ease. As though I'm bathing under the salariferous sunlight. Wow, do they shoot each other? The gunshots rang out almost at the same time. The law is carved into each sancta's flesh and blood, and one must pay a price to break it. I knew that. There's a bottomless abyss beneath my feet. I'd taken that step already. A great force slams me into the wall, and the sculpted relief presses onto my bones, with the statue behind me crumbling to the ground. There is no question that it was the strength of a patron firearm. Though Evangelista the 11th's body is old and frail, he is far stronger than he seems. However, I try my best to open my eyes and make out his figure among the smoke and dust. The old man is still standing in the middle of the basilica, but there is no longer a smile on his face. He looks even older than he did when I stepped into this place. But the halo above his head shines as bright as ever. The law in our flesh and blood, the painful price to pay. Price? Then I realized what the real question here is. The halo above my head is not glowing any darker than it used to.
I see. Both you and I came out of this unscathed. What a surprise. It's worthy of celebration, though. I was prepared to pay the price. You are a pious follower, Anduine. Perhaps that is because you were not born in Laterano. In Laterano, we don't believe in our faith, do we? We live as part of faith itself. We Sancta have been its prisoner ever since the moment the halos above our heads started to glow. What exactly is the law that we, the Sancta, believe in? What exactly does it mean to fall? Throughout Laterano's long history, each apostle has had the authority to interpret the commandments and derive from them new rules and decrees, even placing them above all others. Laterano was built upon this law. All Sancta know, violate the rules, the commandments, or the laws, and you must pay the price. The fallen Sancta are no longer connected to all the other Sancta. Their patron firearms reject them. Fallen Sancta are no longer Sancta. What is a Sancta? A Sancta cannot point his firearm at another Sancta. That is a commandment, and it is also our instinct, just like how a man cannot bring himself to take a step forward off the edge of a cliff. Of course, there are those who can, and it seems to me that you have more than earned the right to speak to that end. What makes me different from her? I told you the commandments are instinct, and I told you the commandments are interpreted. Surely, a man of your intellect can tell those statements are mutually exclusive. If the law was constant, then the interpretations that were added over time, throughout our ever-changing history, could never have been instinct. Correct. But you are calling the wrong premise into question. The law is naturally constant. But our interpretation isn't really as ever-changing as you are making it seem. Interpretation isn't a coincidence, Andoine. Do you understand? You said that the old don't have the luxury of possibility. The law is much older than either of us. The apostle does not interpret the law. The law interprets itself. Why do you think the law is capable of this? Take a look at these. Oh, my apologies. I've made such a mess here. These structures, statues, stained glass, the exquisite domes and frescoes all around us. Do they seem like they have constructed a particular illusion for us? Do you recall the revelation? If we knew it to be absolutely temporal, even if we deconstructed it into ice-cold, objective logic. Regrettably, man will still shine a spiritual light on it. There has only ever been one true law. We are to continue our existence. Who are we? Follow me.
Oh? I follow the old man to the depths. Everyone knows that the saints of old are buried under the Basilica. They are the most knowledgeable and outstanding men and women in Laterano's long history. Their brilliant marble statues have no eyes, rendering them blind to those who pass by. We head down. Stella recounting the achievements of the past popes line our path. Among them were the conceited, the noble, and perhaps even the crazed, but not a single one of them ever allowed Laterano to be besmirched. Now, they stand here in silence. Oh, time to go down to the basement. We head down. This is where the oldest of saints lie. They were the ones who plucked the sancta out of chaos. They were the embodiment of all the virtues of mankind. All those who came after merely imitated them. The nameplates of which their miracles are described are dim and lightless. We head down. I do not know where I am, for as far as my eyes can see, nothing here has ever been mentioned in any text or literature. I cannot understand any of this. This should not be a part of Laterano. A low humming sound fills the entire space around us. Strangely, I find myself flustered by all this. It is not the answer that I sought. It is not something man is capable of establishing or interpreting. It is not something that interpretations, analysis, debates, or reforms could influence. It is not a matter of whether or not you believe in it, why you believe in it, or how you believe in it. After all, this is an undisputable existence. In such a manner, it exists. What is Laterano? What are the Sancta? I see. We're us only because it links us all together. It molds us. It is a criterion upon which all things are based.
The path you and I follow was paved by law. The paths you and I have trodden on both lead to the same destination. It allows you and I to continue making our way forward. This is a path that has deemed as correct.
I want to see what they're looking at. Oh man, of course it cuts off there. I want to see the secrets in the basement. I've never been in a basement before, so I want to know. Shadow and Ash. Okay, 3 entrances, my 1 exit. There's stairs. Stairs. This should be fine. I just have to believe. And believe hard enough, I shall do. In this case, I kind of want to bring along... You know, I've never brought along Neural the Radiant Knight, so I might as well try. Boop. I don't even have to read what she does. And also sip of water, because water important. It was a small Iberian town. One that you can't even find on a map or in history books. When people still lived there, it was called Rokamaria. The Bishop of Rokamaria raised a young Sancta. A Sancta, growing up here, learning here, and enjoying life to the fullest. This was a humble and barren place, but well suited for the asceticism of a pious life. Except after the profound silence, life in Iberia was always fragile, no matter how hard people worked. One plague, one famine, or one premeditated infiltration was all it took to bring everything crashing down. To save the hometown that, at the same time, was not his hometown, the Sancta arrived in the holy city of Laterano to ask for any amount of support. The answer he received was simple: you are one of us, but they are not. When the Sancta returned to Iberia, that hometown had disappeared. Everything had been completely smoothed over, erased, as if it never existed at all, like a grain of sand disappearing into the desert, or a drop of water dissolving into the tide. After a long journey, the Sancta returned to Laterano, an emaciated, lost soul. He went to the chapel to seek a canonized bishop, in search of answers or guidance. But even the canonists could only remain silent in the face of such great doubt. On the pew he sat, remaining there from dawn to dusk. Fiametta, that was the first time I met Anduin.
Sigh. Forget it. I'll pay for it myself. The repairs here cost too much. We'll just have to cut back on the afternoon tea and sweets. Your Holiness, I heard the sound of fighting coming from the Basilica. Are you alright? What? You were attacked by heretics? I'm sorry. I failed in my duties. Fret not, Paulario. Did you forget who won the Basilica's last arm wrestling tournament? You did. I was just exercising my wrist a bit, and ended up causing a bit of an accident.
Dang, the Pope is buff, huh?
The unrest within the city has already subsided. Yes, they've dispersed. I didn't even get a chance to grill.
Excuse me, can I come in?
Ahem, my apologies, Your Holiness. I'm making a fool of myself. What I meant was, the ones you asked for are here.
You know, it makes sense that the commandment only activates if you actually end up shooting another Sancta. Like, if you shoot at them and the bullet doesn't hit, that doesn't really count. Yeah, I don't think that counts.
Please come in, my children. Salutations, Your Holiness.
Good day, Your Holiness. I am Cecelia.
Ah, welcome. You have to forgive me for the mess here. As for you two, what sweets do you like with tea?
Can I have some macarons? I'll take a macaron, maybe some biscotti. May I have some cake? Do you need me to make something?
Let me think. Maybe add a few cubes of sugar into your teacup? Ezell, perhaps you should add a few more. Some sweetness will mellow out your nerves. Ah, yes.
Your Holiness, if I wanted to leave Laterano, would you let me go? Huh. That's weird that the YouTube messages aren't showing up. Is the stream still going on that side? Cause that is odd if it's... You know, sometimes chat box are broken. They break themselves every so often, so I don't understand. I'm confused, I'm confuzzled. What happened?
If I said no, would you obey me?
Maybe not.
Then go. Your Holiness? I'm just a poor old man whose greatest wish is to spend the rest of his life in a soft rocking chair. How could I muster the effort to manage a young girl's travel plans? But Cecelia is what? Do you still think she's some hybrid of an angel and devil, a saint who will usher in the revelation? Cecelia is just a little girl who wants to go outside and see the world, is she not? You're still carrying your mama's guardian gun, right?
I'm so sorry. Should I leave it with Mr. Ezell? But...
It's fine, my child. The acquisition of the patron firearm is a solemn affair. It is supposed to require a grand ceremony, the presence of a guardian, the approval of a mentor, as well as lots of troublesome paperwork. But you aren't even of age to obtain a guardian gun, so just take it with you quietly.
is that really okay?
I wouldn't dare call this my boon to you. Each and every gun is a valuable asset to Lateran. But if this is the only keepsake of a child has of her mother, I'm sure no one would oppose of that. Take it with you, my child. You may not have the physical ability to pull the trigger and take out a bad guy, but it'll always remind you that wherever you go, your journey began in Lateran.
Okay. Thank you, Your Holiness.
Ezell, go with her. Call it your long-term field mission.
Oh, look, he's officially... Wait. I was gonna say he adopted her, but no, technically, she adopted him. Ezell, look, you got promoted. Yay, look at you. You became a single father. Congratulations, Ezell. Congratulations.
Just remember to stop by every now and then. Do I really have the right to do that? Of course you do. Is this not the choice that you've made? I will do everything in my power to fulfill this mission. Look after Cecelia well. Alright, now be on your way. Time waits for no man. When you get to be my age, all you think about is taking your next snap.
Mr. Pope, I promise to follow this path to the very end.
Oh? In that case, I will pray for you.
Your Holiness, are you satisfied with this outcome?
I got to enjoy some sweets with them. I am satisfied with that.
The man has left, just as you instructed.
Should I have kept him around a bit longer? Maybe a piece of chocolate would have cheered him up.
Your Holiness, you're too soft-hearted.
No, Velev. The dream of becoming torches in a cold night is doomed to failure for all of us. But serving as a functionary, a hot cup of tea, that's something we can always do. This world is hostile to beauty. May those who reject this aphorism find success. It is time for us to move on to our next task as well. Now that the riots have subsided, let's convene the foreign envoys. The revelation is clear. I will do what I must.
I often think back to what happened that night. At first, it was just an ordinary cleanup mission. Just another group of Sarkaz raiders. We tracked them down as they made their escape, and came upon the place. Unusual, but there were no signs of hostility. Only traces of those men locked in their own time. I received that emergency request for aid. I left you. I abandoned you. The distress signal wasn't from very far away. The round trip would be a half a day at most. I even rushed back early. I remember the mild texture of the tiles under my feet. I remember the sensation of cold rain falling on my face. I remember your black horns and your tightly closed eyes. And Anduin, who had gone missing. But it was just a cleanup mission. It was just another cleanup mission. Why did it have to happen like that? Where did it all go wrong? If I had never left, if I had stayed there, if I had been with you, would none of that have happened? At least it wouldn't have been. By the time I arrived, everything was set in stone. It couldn't be undone. It was an awful feeling, truly, unbearably awful, that the only thing I could do was watch. I should have been there to shoulder the burden alongside all of you. Aw, more lore on what happened on the night of the accident, or the fight. That's not true, Fiametta. You don't have to shoulder anyone's burden. No, that is my choice. I don't care what power he was lusting after, what secrets he was trying to uncover, what answers he was trying to find. I don't care about his ideals, his lofty cause, who he redeemed, or who he guided. I will not forgive him. Not because of my beliefs, not because of Laterano, not because of the pontifical cohorts, not even the time that I've lost. I will not forgive him because, Anduin, you betrayed the people who trusted you.
My old friends.
How come you're here in one piece? How come even His Holiness can't?
How come? How come? You're asking me that again. The path was never there in the first place. What good does it do, groping around in the nothingness?
Is this your penitence?
Penitence? No. I have nothing to repent. Where can I repent? There is no light, no path. Those who suffer must continue to suffer. Those who grieve must continue to grieve. There is no salvation, no paradise. This is Laterano, and it is the only thing that belongs to us. If the light has always been a lie, no, not a lie, it's real, but not as we wished. There has never been a light, let alone illumination.
What are you babbling about, Anduin?
Have I given up? Why would I be here if I had given up? With the barrier this thick, how am I supposed to embrace them? How am I supposed to embrace them? Maybe I'm nothing more than a swindler peddling false hope, who deceived myself into believing it. I don't understand. What is its judgment? Where does it want me to go? Its very presence has already blocked my path. Where shall I find my path?
Anduin, wake up. Look who's standing in front of you.
Who, Fiametta.
Why are you losing your mind again? Where did your honey tongue go? Your righteous air? Have you lost your spine? How am I supposed to convict a husk of a madman? Take a good look at who's standing in front of you.
I am in Laterano, Fiametta. I am above the Basilica. I'm glad to see you all again. No, I'm not glad at all.
Are you trying to get in the way? You still dare to get in my way? Apologize, Anduin. Right now, get on your knees and apologize to Mostima and Lemuen. Do you think you did nothing wrong?
I have made countless mistakes.
You're still pretty damn smug, aren't you?
God forbid.
Listen up, Anduin. I don't give a damn at what your beliefs are, nor do I care if all your beliefs have gone to shit. Lemuen forgave you. Mostima forgave you. Evangelista the 11th forgave you. Even if all of Laterano forgives you, I will not.
I'm so sorry, Fiametta.
I'm not the one you should be apologizing to.
If I had the chance, I'd probably do the same thing all over again.
Are you for real? You'd say that in front of Fiametta? And right now, you're not. Very good, Anduin. Take out your gun.
You know that won't accomplish anything.
You think I care about accomplishing something? In Malum Crucam. You think that if I kill you right here, Lemuen gets 8 years of her life back, or that Mosimas gets the whole rest of hers? Pericabo ego te et irumabo. Accomplishing something. I want revenge for the sake of getting my goddamn revenge. Do you get that, Anduin?
Are you so completely obsessed, Fiametta?
So what if I am?
I'll say it one more time, Andeline. Take out your gun. I don't blame Fiametta for her anger. Wait, that line is from a very spicy poem? Ooh. Spicy poem, you say? Let's see how I shall do this. I think I know how I shall do this. First over here. Yeah, that should be fine. Now I gotta bring out some support for my boy. Okay, come on, support. There. There, my boy got his support. Oh look, it's Andeline. You know, I don't mind fighting him. I'll fight you, Andeline. Let's do this. Let me prepare. He's going towards the stair. Oh wait, that stairs. The other stairs. Okay, I see. Orange stairs. So boop. Heh. I'm ready to bonk you, my dude. This'll be great. I get to bonk him. Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot. I brought along a person that does that. Now in this case, how do I want to do this? You know, I'll put her here. We can at least target the ones coming from this side. And there. Oh, that hurt. Andeline, you dummy. Hey, don't walk past. Excuse you, Andeline. Wait. How do I want to do this? You know, in this case, I guess here. I'm gonna bonk you, Andeline. Just wait. Wait, just a tiny... Ouch! You killed my healer! How dare you? How dare you do that, sir? Uh-oh, what is he doing? He's standing there menacingly! What is he doing? What is that? Oh shoot, Andeline, stop it! Andeline, you dummy, stop it! Hey! How dare you be so powerful? Excuse you for walking around menacing like that. Can you just like not do that, Andeline? Okay, good thing Thorns can recover his HP. Thank you, Thorns, my boy. You're a great help, Thorns. Oh, that's such a big oof moment. Yeah, huge, huge oof. Yeah, I'm gonna put her here. Andeline, can you just like not? Why do you have to do that to my healers? You dummy. You big dummy. How dare you? You know what? Let's just bonk you right here, right now. Dummy, Andeline. I'm just gonna throw out whatever pain I can give to you. Oh, I wish I could have stunned him in that moment. There. Come on. Andeline, stop it. Can you just like not, my dude? Yeah, like can you just chill, Andeline? Why do you have to do this? Oi. Oi. Don't you dare, Andeline. Andeline? No. No.
Oh, he's getting away. Oh, that is so annoying. He's the one I did not want to get away, but you know what's fine? That's fine. You can tell my tale. Just tell my tale, Mr. Andowine. Humph.
Obsession, is it? This is your obsession.
What's wrong with a little obsession? I don't care if it's irrational, meaningless, or futile. When I make up my mind to do something, I do it. Why do you think we fight? Those empty platitudes of yours, did you think they weren't a form of obsession too? Why are each of us here, if not for our own obsessions? A shot rings out. However, the target was not Anduin. Before he realizes it, his gun has left his hand. But he feels at ease, for his gun will forever remain in Laterano. He may never say it, but how can anyone help but love Laterano? Those peaceful days, those joyous times, those happy moments. But because of this love, he has had regrets, guilt, shame, and doubts. He may never become a true Lateran, but in this moment, when he thinks about his gun staying here forever, at this very moment, under the glare of the faces looking at him, a kind of peace floats to the surface like a bubble, then pops. He walked 10,000 miles on the path of faith and doubt, from one path to the next. He thought he was wandering in the wilderness, far from his roots. But perhaps this was not true. In more ways than one, he whispered a word of gratitude. No one will ever hear it, none of the past, present, or future. But it was enough. Finally, I thought maybe you had dozed off. Come on, cut me some slack. It's hard finding a good sniping vantage point. This is it, Anduin. Hands up. Whispers here. Out of obsession. Watch out. How does he still have enough strength left for arts?
How could one find salvation alone? No, not salvation, but a life with dignity. You come before me because your sense of justice, and I arrived here because of mine. It comes to myth, to obsession, to the ultimately futile crossing. The path was always beneath my feet. Why do we place our hopes in salvation? What have we done? What we have done is not for the sake of salvation, but to save ourselves.
Have you come to your senses, Anduin? Then look me in the eye. I felt like I was shooting a target dummy.
I'll walk my own path, whether this is my mission or not. I must thank you, Fiametta.
You're welcome. I'll be sure to tell your friends about this epiphany at your funeral. As of right now, I'm afraid it's not yet time for that. I still have a use for him. Aw, he's being rescued. Why? Someone blew up one of the support beams. We need to go. Who the?
The explosion was approved. I personally submitted the application and stamped it myself.
Does it count if you sign off on your own paperwork like that? I think it doesn't count. You know, checks and balances and all that.
Oren, why you?
What are you doing, Oren? Is that what you came here to do?
Welp, cat's out of the bag. Go, Anduin. I'll find you later. Fiametta, Mostima. Perhaps we'll meet again. Wheresoever that may be, let us hold on to our obsessions. For as you say, they are why we exist.
Please, miss, I must ask you to calm down from the signboard. I'll have to call the guards if you don't comply. But while we're at it, I just have to know, how on terror did you get up there with a wheelchair? Yeah, that's a good question. Where there's a will, there's a way. That dust cloud. Another explosion. There's been too many of those lately. It's starting to seem more like fireworks, like a fireworks show than a conference. Excuse me? Could you give me a hand? Sometimes it's easier to get up than to get down.
You must be joking. What is wrong with Lateran's crisis management? That explosion damaged my collection. I demand an explanation. The Lateran bells are ringing for the first time in 1,000 years. Was this prepared by His Holiness as a special welcome for us?
Being with you barbarians is too much to bear. If not for my respect for His Holiness, I'd...
Tell the cook to prepare dinner. I refuse to attend another Lateran banquet.
Can these people really bring change? Most of them are opportunists at best.
Yes, this is something that only Laterano can do. Laterano, the city of miracles, forever fair and just.
Your Holiness, I will pray for us.
Rare to see you so nervous, Veliv. I'm too old for parlor tricks. All I can do is keep walking, as far as I can.
Your Holiness, the broadcast is ready.
Thank you. Let my words and deeds honor my name and title. Greetings, honored guests. I am Evangelista the 11th, and I welcome you on behalf of Laterano. We are facing a great challenge, one that threatens not just Laterano, but all nations across Terra. As you know, our countries are built on the backs of nomadic cities. Indeed, the advent of such cities established the very concept of the modern nation-state. In the past, a state was simply a gathering of people of similar lifestyles held together for the safety of the face of catastrophe. National borders were simply whatever lay within their sights. This is all changed with the birth of nomadic cities. As is the human condition, conflict began to arise as these states interacted with each other. Perhaps even the word conflict is an understatement. I saw the fall of Gaul with my own eyes. The capital of the world fell overnight, armored battleships went silent, and the old vanguard of Gaul was reduced to ash. But it was no more than Gaul that fell at night. It was the fall of civilization itself. All the might of the Gaulish emperor and his legions could not save an empire that once stood proudly as the center of all the lands. What then could possibly preserve our own civilization that the people of Terra have painstakingly built, piece by piece, under the dark cloud of catastrophe? Laterano gave much for the war that engulfed the entire continent. Our messengers crossed both the wilderness and the royal courts, building Laterano's reputation. The Sancta heard your calls for peace, but our lands had seen too many shades of this so-called peace, pulling in the dark corners of the castles, palaces, and tents. We have seen the birth of secrets, meant only to benefit a select few, that lie in wait to undermine peace, and order when least expected. The old wars of conquest may be a distant memory, but in their place we have tacit understanding and secret dealings that determine the fates of lives and nations from out of sight. Today, though, revelation has come. It is my hope that the process of building peace be transparent from the very start. We will all reject secret agreements between the few. There are questions that anyone who does not cling to the past, anyone who is concerned about the future of this land, should be asking. How do we ensure the survival of a civilization? How many people are endangered when peace is threatened? What does safety for one country mean for the safety of other countries? Civilization is key to survival. Peace is something to be shared with others, not hoarded for oneself. As such, I call for the establishment of an accord of mutual assurance between nations. We have far more common interests than many would imagine. Terra must stand together, or fall together.
Evangelista the 11th speech on March 18th, 1099, later known as the Lateran Declaration, is quoted on the first page of every edition of the International Summit Handbook. And while this is all going on, I'm just imagining Cecelia and Ezell just planning for their nice new life together. He's gonna become a single dad. Iris. The iris fields outside of the Ecclesia Requiem are gentle in the breeze. They rustle like a farewell, like a soft song. Boop. Oops. Boop. And again, more water. I was treating this like a holiday in Laterano. Never thought something like this would happen. Chirag is a theocracy. Yeah. Chirag is a theocracy too. So why couldn't we have done this?
Laterano was much more influential. The Legati were all part of the Apostles' plan. We simply don't have that sort of foundation.
Influence, eh? It's only after leaving Chirag that I learned how troublesome influence can be. Pretty amazing how Enciotis managed to negotiate with our neighboring countries all on his own.
The Saintess's influence is on the rise too. We have our own advantages.
But do you really think what the Lateran Pope is talking about is possible?
I don't know. I can't imagine a world where all the nations are so tightly entwined with one another. It sounds like a dream, or maybe a nightmare. But no one can ignore the miracle that happened that day, or the Pope's speech. Is Laterano really a blessed city?
What did the Sancta think of all this, Ezell?
It was stunning.
Figured as much, apparently. That bell has not rung for thousands of years. So what will happen to Laterano now?
Perhaps not at all that much. From what I know of the Laterans, or maybe it's the same everywhere. Turning points in history don't always seem so important at the time. But we do perceive the change is happening, and we'll take up our own duties and responsibilities.
Well said, brother. You can leave us here. We have a car on the way.
Thank you. No problem. Cardinal Velev is at the hospital not far from here. I'll be reporting back to her directly.
Please give her our thanks.
As long as you're satisfied. Those were instructions.
Nothing gets past her, huh? Say, can you take a photo of me and my husband?
Sure.
Cheese!
How was that?
You're a pretty good photographer.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Ezell, take your new daughter, Cecelia, to Chirag for vacation one day. You know, part of the adventure. You gotta show her all the places. Say, Fiametta, do you feel like your steps are heavier than usual?
Where's this coming from?
You don't feel a weight on your shoulders after what His Holiness said?
Get to the point.
Well, I'm thinking I'm due for a career change. I'm not really cut out for the job with too much responsibility. And you seem like just the girl to take my...
In your dreams. Good afternoon.
Long time no see, Ezell.
It's only been 2 weeks. Are you on a mission? An errand on behalf of the Cardinal Velev. I was just about to report back to her. This is my final task in Laterano.
Not bad. Once you've seen the world, you'll realize how boring this place is. There aren't as many great desserts out there, but life is about more than just enjoyment, don't you think?
So you're going to meet with Velev? Where is she? Stevenus Central Hospital.
Let's go together then. We're headed the same way.
Have you made up your mind?
Yes, I have. I thought you needed to mull it over a little longer. I just felt that I can't be the only one standing still, while everyone else has already taken the next steps.
Then I have nothing to add.
I'm glad you accepted. It's wonderful to have someone like you join us, times being what they are. I knew you'd be here, Velev. How did you?
We ran into Ezell. The emissaries from Chirag have reached their destination.
Good work. But don't leave just yet. I've got another task I could use your presence for.
Understood.
See you next week, Lemwen. See you.
Have you decided to join the 7th Tribunal, Lemwen?
Already on the job.
It won't be easy over there after this conference.
Don't you think we're a match made in heaven, though?
I suppose.
You've all chosen your paths. It's about time for me to think about what I can do too. Speaking of, I was just talking to Fiametta about quitting my job as a legata. Too much trouble? I mean, with the old man, I can already see the trouble waiting in the future. But you're not getting away that easy, Mostima. You answer to me now. Oh. Here's your first job. Bring this letter to Elle. Can I say no? Nope. Deliver it to her personally. Unemployment is sounding more appealing by the second.
Quit it with the lame excuses.
And there's my old taskmaster.
You won't give up.
How can you be so sure?
Don't pretend that you don't need this job. You're looking for an answer, aren't you?
I'm not Anduin.
I didn't say you were. But you have a choice to make about who you are. And to find that answer, one must have journeyed far enough.
So how does it feel to be seen right through, Mostima? Sounds like you don't even have a halo. Sounds like you don't even need a halo to.
This is my own path then. You shouldn't follow me. You shouldn't follow me, Fiametta. You think the world revolves around you? We just happen to be taking the same road. I have his gun. If he still sees himself a Sancta, he'll be back for it. Then he'll pay for what he did. And you'll help me.
Fine. By the way, the Astray that were caught in the city have been set free.
Is that His Holiness as well?
Uh-huh.
His mercy is none of my business.
I thought you might say something like that. Oh, and you'll be dispatched to Rhodes Island under the agreement with the Notarial Hall. Through the 5th Tribunal.
You mean that pharmaceutical company that Mostima and Lemuel work part-time at? Where's this coming from?
Velev wants to deepen our cooperation. You're as good as anyone for the role. Plus, we have a good track record with them. He should be well supported.
All right.
Oh, by the way, I have some really good news for you. You get to choose from one of the 3 codenames for your next mission.
Do we really have to keep up this farce now that you're on our liaison? We only used temporary name in the first place because there was no clear role for keeping tabs on her. I've had enough of these monthly name changes.
Didn't you like Shimmering Vigil? Or was it that you said they finally come up with a decent name?
Shut up.
Hey, nice flowers. Hate to break it to you, but tradition of changing your title has become a rule unto itself. Just accept it. Here are your choices: Void Gourmet, Wasteland Pilot, or Dawn Destroyer. Man, I'm conflicted. I would want to be the Void Gourmet or the Dawn Destroyer. You know, never mind. Dawn Destroyer sounds better. I am the Dawn Destroyer. Nice choice. Dawn Destroyer. Man, your tastes are so easy to guess.
I told you to shut up already.
I'll try one more time to summon the Dawn Destroyer. I'll throw in one more multiple after this.
Phew.
You're awake?
Luck has really not been on my side lately.
What's wrong? Getting bed sores from too much lying down?
No, forget I said anything. Huh, Ezell?
I wanted him to see what happens to those who come close to betraying Laterano.
Stop bullying the kid, Belev.
Are you implying that I'm not young myself?
Sorry.
You're no longer a legatus.
If that's the price I must pay, then
But you're still my subordinate.
it's a heavy one.
You talk a big talk, Oren. Let's see what you've learned in Victoria.
Does that mean you need me to do things my way?
Remember that question you asked? I can answer it now. I have no interest in being a woman of integrity. But I respect those who have worked hard to earn the title.
Well, I can't argue with that. Was that intended for me as well?
Of course. Treasure the opportunity you've been given with Cecelia. Don't ever let me know what influence she will have on Laterano.
You don't want her returning here?
If I didn't, why would I waste time crafting an identity for her? Other than, well, compassion, and the fact that she still has potential value that outweighs her risks.
Trust me, there's no harm in getting this sort of candid promise. I understand.
No need to be nervous. I'm simply expressing Laterano's sincerity. If you two ever get tired of traveling, Laterano will be here. Will be there. Her doors will be open. Come in.
Federico? Cardinal Belev, here are the past 2 years of records regarding the activities of the former legatus, Oren Argiolus.
Thank you, Executor Federico. Just in case.
There is reason to believe that Executor Rochelle may be his accomplice. Should I summon him?
No need. He only claimed to have been tricked by an old classmate, now won't he, Oren?
Remind me never to pick a fight with you again.
I'll let Rochelle be, for now. But I would like to speak with him through you, when it's convenient. You don't have a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all.
Then the two of them have been dealt with for the moment, Executor Federico.
Hold on, Federico. What is it? I've been thinking. It couldn't have been easy to deduce that it was Fioria who met with the Sarkaz just from a few sentences in a journal. Why were you so obsessed? Who were you seeking? Arturia, huh? Arturia?
The wanted criminal?
What exactly is your relationship with her? A distant relative. Haha. Seriously, man. If I could stand right now, I'd be dragging you to the nearest bar. I don't have time. You do, because I happened to run into an infamous fugitive a few years back, by the name of Arturia. Wait, calm down, Velev. I wasn't looking for her. It was a coincidence. Seriously, I like to think of myself as a veteran, but just thinking back on that experience sends a shiver down my spine. Where did you see her? 3 years ago, in Lathanian.
When I saw Arturia's name, I'm like, it reminds me of Arturia from Fate. Mr. Ezell.
Cecelia. Rochelle. The paperwork is in order. She's now free to leave Laterano. Thank you, Rochelle. Just doing my job. You know where you're going, right? Well, we'll meet up with Federico and join a company by the names of Rhodes Island under a cooperation agreement. Apparently, it's more convenient this way. since we'll be spending a lot of time there outside. Good. I've already contacted them. But you're still an executor of the Notarial Hall. Missions will be issued to you through Rhodes Island when it's inconvenient for you to return. That said, I have a hunch that your journey will go with her smoothly. Your journey with her will go smoothly. You might find what you're looking for sooner rather than later. And my hunches are usually right. Thanks. I'll be going then. Goodbye, Cecelia.
Bye-bye, Mr. Rochelle.
Achoo! Yikes, I'm getting a hunch that something bad is gonna happen.
Rochelle, maybe you're just allergic to the flowers here.
Rochelle's an eccentric one too. Hey, wait. How did he know that we're looking for something?
What's wrong, Mr. Ezell?
Nothing. Is there anything else you want to say before we go? ...
The girl lets go the young Sancta's hand and walks to the center of the flower field. I'm leaving Lateran, Mama. But I'm not running away. I'm gonna find Papa on my own and tell him what you said. I want to see the outside world for myself. I want to see Castell. I'm happy, Mama. Now, just like before. Please, watch over me. Can I pick a white flower? Of course. Thank you.
You want to take this flower?
Uh-huh.
Fresh flowers won't last long. I can press it for you.
Will you teach me? I want to learn for myself. Thanks, Mr. Ezell.
Huh? I'm the one who should be thanking you.
Eh? Is that...
Padia, are you really coming with me?
Of course.
I was thinking you could stay here.
Laterano doesn't have what I'm looking for.
What is it, Padia?
Excuse me, that was out of line. But did you just smile? Not to say that you don't normally, it's just that, well, something seems different.
For many years, I thought we walked alone in the wilderness. I was arrogant and immature. Did you hear the old man's speech?
I heard the second half when I woke up. It was being broadcast all over the city, loudly.
Evangelista, the patron saint of sacrifice and unity, perhaps he will go even further than the 10 who took the name before him. What a grand yet fragile vision. But one upon which I offer my blessings.
What did you learn that day?
It's not important, Padia. Not so important anyway. Even if there's no reward waiting at the end of this journey, the act of continuing onward is, in itself, carrying the torch. Therefore, I will continue onward. We do not trade for blessings, nor for pity. We walk the path that we believe in. Because it is the only way to live with dignity, is it not?
We should depart, guide, before the sun sets.
Let us go, my brothers and sisters.
The girl of mixed blood sees the leader take the first step. The setting sun illuminates the halo on his head like a crown. She recalls the stories of the saints that her mother would tell her, and the word that her mother placed so much emphasis on. She does not fully understand its meaning or its symbolism. For some reason, though, it comes to mind when she sees that faraway figure. Martyr.
What are you looking at, Cecelia?
No, nothing. The sunset is beautiful. The girl looks about her, at the flowers, at the church, at the statue and the bell tower. So far away now. She takes the young Sancta's hand, and the two of them begin to walk into the distance. Her steps are slow, but she does not look back. The They keep on saying that Ezell's young. How old is he? Like, is he straight out of high school? And now he's a father to like a young daughter. Look at his life. And now time to accept all my thingies from the bottom up. Or actually, yeah, the bottom up because I want to save Mr. Ezell for last. Wee, look at all my free stuff. So pretty, so beautiful. Heh. I love these freebies. And now time to get my boy. You know, welcome to the team, Mr. Enforcer. The event started off sad, but it ended on a cute note. I'm happy that it was a happy note. They get to explore together. I was half expecting it to be like Cecelia gets sacrificed or something, but no. She gets a new parent and gets to go on a journey. So yay! I did it. And I want to try one more time for Fiametta, you know? Just one more time. They said she's gonna work in my Rhodes Island, so maybe she'll come home now that I finished the event. It's main story, so haha. So boop. I'm gonna close my eyes when I open the bag because, you know, fear. I'm not looking. I hope the bag opened. Hey there, Vanilla. Hey there, Cruz. Hey there, Doberman. And yeah, it's just gonna be one multi because I can't afford another one. I don't have enough around them. Hey there, Bubble. Hey there, Beagle. Hey there, Gravel. Oops, sorry, I clicked fast. Sorry, Gravel. Hey there, Executor. I guess he wants to come to my Rose Island again. I mean, you're already here, my dude. But, you know, welcome back, sir. Hey there, Jay. Please cook dinner for me, please. Pretty please, I want to eat. I want to eat his cooking. Hey there, Beagle. Hey there, Ren. Okay, I did not get feel meta. She does not want to come to my Rhodes Island yet. I understand. She'll probably spook me one day. Or next time. Maybe there's next time. But I got another Executor to add to my single dad collection. So thank you everyone for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day and epic gacha luck. That event was sweet. It was cute. And now I will eat my cake and tea. So thank you guys. I'll see you later. Bye bye. I can't summon anymore. I don't have enough for a multi-pool. I already gave 20 pools to the banner, which isn't a lot, but too much for now.